setting yourself up for success. The Jeopardy GOAT, and is the book always better than the movie?
Welcome to the Hopefulist, a daily talk show hosted by veteran broadcaster Wendy McClure. Join Wendy each day as she shares her life lessons that transformed her from perpetual pessimist to the ultimate hopefulist. The perfect morning show to get you caught up on the day's top stories while sharing insights that will lead to positive transformation and bring out the hopefulist in you. For more inspiration, visit hopefulist.com. And now, here's your host and hopefulist, Wendy McClure.
Good morning. It is Wednesday, January 15th, 2020. It is the midway point of January. Well, technically, I guess halfway through the day, since there's 31 days in January. Day 124 of Gotta Get On, Ellen, and I am on day 14 of my 30-day challenge. 14 days under my belt. Something to be very proud of. Tomorrow, the halfway point. Very exciting. Then I will start counting backwards, because I feel like that will give me more momentum. Only 14 more days to go. Only 13 more days to go. I can do it. I can hang in there for 12 more days. I can do it. So I'm still feeling a little under the weather. I am going to go to the doctor today. Hopefully he can figure out why I can't shake this cold. Joe finally feeling better, so that is some good news. So if I am a little sniffly and a little coughing throughout today's broadcast, I do apologize in advance. But hopefully we're going to get myself all fixed up real soon. So were you watching? They fooled us. They fooled me. Jeopardy, the greatest of all time. It's over. Ken Jennings, greatest of all time. I went back and looked because, like I said, I had, looked ahead to see if Jeopardy, the greatest of all time, was on tonight and tomorrow night. And it is. So I don't know if that was some kind of, farce to throw everybody off and they're going to put something else on now, or if they're going to do some behind-the-scenes stuff for the next 2 nights. I don't know. But it made me think that it was going to be a little more drawn out than it was. Ken Jennings winning 3 games. James Holzhauer won 1 game. Brad, no games. Brad really came up short in this one. I think it might have been a little embarrassing for him. I don't know. If you're going to look kind of not as smart as the rest of the crowd, I think that maybe, Ken Jennings and James Holzhauer are the people to look not as smart against. Still a little embarrassing, though. We love Brad, though. Brad's a hometown boy. He's from the Lancaster area, and he's a huge Eagles fan. So we do love that about him. And he's been at this game a long time. He is still the person that has won the most money, in spite of the $1 million that Ken Jennings got last night. Still has won the most money on Jeopardy of all time. None of the records have changed. Ken Jennings still won the most shows in a row. James Holzhauer still broken the most records. Only now Ken Jennings can say, yes, I am the greatest of all time. So I got some interesting news. Baby Yoda. You've all seen the craze, right? Everybody's in love with Baby Yoda. If you are one of those people, I am not. It's all based on this new show on Disney Plus. I'm not much of a Star Wars fan. People were loving this show. Mandalorian? Is that what it's called? Something like that. Joe watched an episode or two. He said he wasn't a fan. He said he didn't think it was that good. But with the fanfare around it, he's like, maybe I should go back and give it another try, because everybody seems to love it. So if you are a big fan of Baby Yoda, good news for you. He's coming to Build-A-Bear. You can build your own Baby Yoda. How cool is that? He's a cute little thing. He really is a cute little thing. all kinds of cute little things in the world. I don't necessarily think he's any cuter than any other cute little thing. Anything tied to Star Wars goes crazy. People go crazy over it. People go nuts over it. It's funny, we were watching The Big Bang Theory last night, the reruns, and we are so grateful that that is back on at 7:30 because Wheel of Fortune was not cutting it for us. So they put it back on one of the channels that we get, and we were watching it. And it was the episode where Sheldon runs into James Earl Jones, and he sees him sitting at a table looking at a menu, and he's just staring at him, standing there. And James Earl Jones says, "Let me guess. You like Star Wars." And then they end up hanging out throughout the whole rest of the episode. And, you know, he comes across as this goofy guy who wants to hang out with Sheldon all the time. And at the end, they DoorDash Carrie Fisher. And obviously, this was before she passed away. And it was so funny because James Earl Jones rings the doorbell, runs away, and Carrie comes out, and she's like, "All right, James, it's not funny anymore." And he's like, "Then why am I still laughing?" So, yeah, people are crazy about Star Wars, Star Trek, and all of that kind of stuff. Another thing from the Big Bang Theory that I always laughed at is they were talking about, the girls were talking about the difference between Star Trek and Star Wars. And I think Amy had said, "Well, what is the difference?" And Penny's like, "Absolutely nothing. They are exactly the same," which of course is not true, but you know, to the typical outsider, they are very similar, I would assume. So, I wanted to tell you, I'm going to tell you a story. I'm going to tell you a half a story. I had a big blow yesterday. Unfortunately, I can't get into the details. I wish that I could, but I had kind of a blow yesterday, something that really kind of just was a big downer, a huge disappointment, let's put it that way. Something that made me kind of question how important I am, question if I'm good at what I think I'm good at, if all kinds of things. It brought up all kinds of questions. And, you know, when something like this happens, I can only speak for myself as a former pessimist. It kind of sends you into a spiral, and it starts me thinking about all of the other blows that I've had this past year. And I've had quite a few. I lost my job. I lost some friends. I've found some things out about my family that I wasn't happy about. You know, it just seems like you kind of start to dwell on the negative. And this is what I've worked so hard to get away from. So, you know, it's okay to be disappointed. It's okay to be hurt. It's okay to take things hard. The trick is to not get stuck in it. So, this is something that might take me a little while to come back from. I had to question myself. Do I get up and work twice as hard today, knowing that I am doing the right thing? Because I know that I am. I know that I am doing the right thing. Or do I take the day? Do I indulge myself a little bit? Do I watch some movies, spend some time on the couch, hang out with the pup, catch up on This Is Us? That was on last night. I have not watched it yet. I'm tempted to work even harder. However, I think I am going to take the lazy way. I think I am going to give myself today, at least half of today. I'm going to watch a movie. I went and checked, and the movie Judy is available to rent with Renee Zellweger, and I would like to see that before the Oscars. So maybe I'll just rent that, have a nice relaxing morning. I do have to go to the doctor's later today, so maybe I can, get some things done. I got some library books to drop off, some library books to pick up. I've got a prescription to pick up. I've got some things to do. So maybe I'll make the afternoon a little bit more of a working session. Maybe I'm just going to give myself a little time to wallow today. Do you think that's okay? Is it okay to wallow just a little bit as long as I don't get bogged down in it? Just kind of feel sorry for myself a little bit. Do what I want to make myself feel better. Will it make me feel better? I don't know. I'm not sure. But we will find out because I believe that's what I'm going to do. Because I'm still not feeling great anyway. So, the problem with working from home and being my own boss and setting my own schedule is, that tendency to put off till tomorrow. You always have that tendency. Well, I can do it tomorrow. It's just tomorrow. Well, and then tomorrow you say the same thing. You have to be so disciplined to not fall into that habit, which, of course, is the topic we've been talking about all week. I believe I am disciplined enough. I've been slacking on the gym. I am going to cop to that. I have not been to the gym since Christmas time. I have had a lot going on. Doing the 30-day challenge, dry January. I've been working on this speech that has been taking up a lot of my time and my energy and my mental capacity. Speaking of dry January, I have to tell you, when I got the news about this so-called blow that I'm referring to, I have to give myself a huge pat on the back because I really wanted to go grab a beer out of the fridge. I really did. And there are beers in the fridge. So it would have been really easy for me to just grab a beer. I said to my husband, this is when I really want a beer. But I didn't do it. I was like, maybe I can have a big old candy bar that I saved from Christmas. I didn't do it. I stayed my course. I wasn't going to let any of this news get me off my track. So I'm very proud of myself for that. There are times when you get, typically when I have really bad days, I'll say to Joe, let's go out and get something to eat. Let's go to the bar. We'll have a drink or two. We'll grab some snacks. Always makes me feel better. Just to kind of get out in a social atmosphere and have an adult beverage or two, have some yummy snacks. That's usually my go-to. When I have a really bad day, that's what we usually do. It's hard to do that now with Joe's working 5 days a week. Before, he used to work a different schedule where he had off Thursdays and Fridays every week and sometimes Wednesdays. So we had more opportunity to do things like that. We don't have a lot of money right now, so it's actually good that we don't have the opportunity to do that because I do have a hard time saying no to myself. I'm very self-indulgent, but I'm very proud of myself for staying the course, keeping up with my 30-day challenge. Now on day, I guess this is day 15, right? I am actually on day 15. Nope. This is day 14. Yep, I am getting a little ahead. See, I'm getting confused because today is January 15th, but I started on the 2nd. So yes, this is the beginning of day 14. Tomorrow, halfway point. Go me. Yay. If I can get through yesterday, I can get through anything. I told you, I can do anything for 30 days. And I believe that. And so far, I've been right. I'm right. I love when I'm right. It's one of my favorite things ever. So on to my topic. I had asked very simply, do you prefer the book or the movie version? Now, most times people would automatically just say the book. And I tend to agree. There are certain situations where I think maybe the movie is better. And I believe one of those examples is Harry Potter. I think that Harry Potter had to have been better. Now, I didn't read the Harry Potter books, so I guess I can't really say, but just the visual effects from that movie, I can't imagine, were created in your head the way they were on the screen like the talking pictures and the shifting staircases.